Hello and welcome to User Spotlights. I'm Laura with ClickFunnels, and today I'm joined by Sherry Ronning. Sherry is a chef, recipe developer, author, and blogger at From Michigan to the Table, A Culinary Journey. I'm so excited to be interviewing my very first chef on the show today. Thanks so much for joining me, Sherry.
Yay, I'm so excited also.
Okay, so I could talk about food all day. I know I mentioned I'm really excited that you're the first chef on here. Tell me a little bit about how you came to ClickFunnels as a chef and how you use this for your business.
I have a website called From Michigan to the Table.com. So I have all kinds of recipes on there, and I created an ebook, a digital cookbook. And then I've also had the desire. The reason I got into blogging was to share recipes. I wanted to share my recipes. And so I decided I wanted to create a course and share that, but I wasn't exactly sure how to do that. And yeah, and so just talking with my blogging community, I had knowledge of ClickFunnels, and it was along my journey of doing my cookbook that it's like found out that I'm terrible at marketing. And so that's how I searched out ClickFunnels to help me with my marketing journey. So, and it's been wonderful. I'm learning a
Awesome.
lot.
And tell me a little bit more about your journey as a chef. Where did that passion come from and how did you get started?
I actually grew up in a family restaurant, so I've been in the culinary world since I was 12 years old, 12, 14 years old. So
Wow.
I started as a busser, and as family restaurants, you pretty much go wherever you're needed and all over. So I pretty much did everything besides owning the restaurant. And my mom passed away just a little over 7 years ago. And when she passed away, a lot of her recipes were lost. It was very unexpected. It just devastated us as a family. And me being the only daughter, I just really missed, not, I didn't write down her recipes. There was a lot of
Yeah.
recipes. I took that for granted that she would
Mm.
be there.
I think most of us do.
Yes. And so it was like right after that, I had a daughter that was about ready to go to college. And I was doing the college thing with her. And I'm like, why couldn't I go back to college? When I graduated, I had no idea what I was going to do, and, had kids. And then it was like when we were doing our college journey with her, it just like all of a sudden clicked. It's like, that's what I want to do. Is I want to go back to culinary, or go to culinary school, and I want to share my recipes and share it with my family, because I have two daughters and I've been married, what is it, almost, well, 29 years now. And
Congratulations.
I just haven't, like, really, I'm the same as her. It's like I didn't really write down my recipes, and I didn't, I had a cookbook, or, my book that I've had, but it's like a lot of it was just in my head. I cook from my
Yeah.
head, and, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And so 7 years ago, I just had it come up on Facebook. 7 years ago, I started my culinary journey by going to school. And then I graduated 2 years later. But it's like I still was like, how am I going to share recipes?
Yeah.
That part of it baffled me. I'm like, I just didn't know, like in my late 40s. And it's like, okay, I'm not very computer savvy, not techie or anything like that. And it's like, but I still had this desire. How am I going to share my recipes? And it just, all of a sudden, I got this message on Facebook, and this ad that kept on popping up. It kept on popping up all the time. And it was how to be a food blogger. And Danny Meyer, she just changed my life. I joined her mastermind and learned, she taught me everything I have known about food blogging. So that's been like 4 years now. I've had my food blog, and it's been wonderful. It's changed my life. I've now working from home, and it's like
Yeah.
she's helped me with like creating the digital cookbook, and she's walking me through like the course, and it's like, okay, now advertising, like sell it. And it's like, that's where I come with the roadblock. And it's like, how I have no idea how to sell it. And so hence led me to ClickFunnels and doing the funnels and, going through that process of learning all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw that you have a challenge. It's such like a griddle challenge. Is that the first funnel that you've built using ClickFunnels, or have you tried other funnels?
No, this is actually my second challenge that I've done. I did take Pedro's challenge
Yeah. The Challenge
thing.
Secrets Masterclass.
So did one in June, and I ended up only selling two of my courses, two, and then now I'm trying to do my second one and just progressing. I'm learning as I'm going
Yeah.
along, and it's cool. It's just really cool to watch, like how I came from 7 years ago to
Yeah.
what I'm doing now, and I say that maybe I had a midlife crisis and after my mom passed away, and it's like I just decided this is what I want to do. This, I don't know how I'm going to make it happen, but this is what I'm doing. So
Well, good for you. I feel like that's typically how it starts with people in their entrepreneurial journey, is like a profound life event happens and it
mhm.
kind of shakes them to their core and makes them realize like there's more to life than this. I want to do more with this. And the fact you mentioned you had a daughter, I'm sure it's really, really beautiful for you to be able to create this
Yeah.
legacy so that she now always has access to your
Yeah.
recipes.
Yeah, I have two daughters, and that's the whole, when I'm writing, that's the whole thing, is I'm writing for them. I'm
Mm,
writing like how, if I pass away tomorrow, it's like what, you know, how can they create my recipes? Because I
I
have a
love
lot of
that.
recipes that I know that they love, that several of my family members love. And so, that's my whole thing is, they
Yeah,
have a catalog of my recipes now. So yeah.
that's
So,
wonderful.
yeah. Hmm.
Very cool. So now you're building funnels, you have these challenges going on and you're kind of learning your way through it, and you're definitely paving your own way. I mean, I don't
Hmm.
know many chefs. You're the first one in the ClickFunnels community that I've met that's a chef that's building your online business. And I know that there's some out there, but you decided to go for it and you took the
Yeah.
risk of, putting your recipes out there and putting yourself out there as a business builder. What kind of goals do you have utilizing ClickFunnels in your business? Like, where do you see yourself 10 years from now in terms of being a chef with an online business?
So along my journey of blogging, I had no idea when I first started what my niche was. It's like discovering, and I say my niche chose me, and it was Blackstone griddle recipes, the outdoor
Cool.
griddle recipes. And once I started posting about that, my website really took off. And so that's kind of how it's led me to the Griddle Secrets Challenge, is doing
Cool.
griddle recipes, in doing the course, the Griddle Secrets
Hmm.
course. And I mean, maybe the course, I'm also a baker, and so my actually my hometown knows me as Chef Sherry the baker, that I do like wedding cakes and decorated sheet cakes. And I actually have a licensed kitchen in my home that I work out of, and I do wedding cakes and that for the community.
Wow.
So, but I wanted to be known more than just cakes. And
Yeah.
so, eventually I'm thinking that maybe I might do a course about home bakeries, and it's really, the sky's the limit. I'm not
Yeah.
limiting myself. I have a lot of ideas, and I've gotten ideas from the community posting in. That was awesome. That was like, because sometimes I get roadblocks, and it's like I just posted in the ClickFunnels community and said, this is what I'm doing. This is the direction. I've got my cookbook. I've got my course. Now, what else can I
Yeah.
do? And they posted in, and it was like these light bulbs started going off.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, yeah, I can do, the one-on-one, which I've thought about doing, but I'm like, I got this in my head that I'm just not good enough, kind of a thing. And
Mm.
I'm like, I can do it. It's like,
I think every entrepreneur or anyone who's wanting to start an online business or put themselves out there has that self doubt. And it resonates with so many people to say like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. But
Mhm.
that's the great thing about the community. And it's been so great to see you active in there and connecting with other people, because that sense of belief really comes from other people being inspired by you and feeling like you have something to share that helps them along their way. And that's really the whole point of what we're doing.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people say that ClickFunnels isn't for like food bloggers or like that kind of a business, but I'm taking it as the sales. I'm
Yeah.
trying to do the sales part and then putting my own spin on things. And it's like I can take this little bit and this is how I can, grow my business. And this is, you know, just taking little bits of things. There's so much knowledge in the ClickFunnel community that it's
Yeah.
sometimes it's overwhelming.
Hmm.
And I have to like really like reel myself in and, focus and say, okay, I need to go this direction with it and stay
Yeah.
with it. Trying to stay the course but yeah.
And I love too that you mentioned, finding your niche, or that your niche found you.
Mhm.
Because some people would say like, oh, you're a chef with a food blog, like that's niche. But like it's better to go deep than it is to go wide. And when you discovered that like doing things on a griddle was your specialty and your niche, they say riches are in niches. And like that's when your audience really started paying attention to you. They know that they can go to you for that very specific content.
Yeah. Hmm. And the griddle was actually bought for my husband during the pandemic. And I explain that in several of my recipes. I talk about it. But it's just evolved to where it's like I can cook on it, even though I bought
Yeah.
it for him, it's like I'm I'm pretty good. And actually I've discovered that I actually cook on it more than he does. And you know, it's been quite the journey as far as that. So I'm
Yeah.
finding that there's a lot of women, it's I think perspective that an outdoor cooking appliance is a man, the grill is a man's
Yeah.
appliance, but it's not. This is women.
I love
uh,
that you're on top of being niche and using specifically like a Blackstone griddle. You're also kind of breaking that stigma of like, this
yeah.
is a woman's tool as well.
Yes, yep, and definitely women could cook on it. Yeah, I'm empowering them and that's what this challenge is all about. This Griddle Secrets Challenge is like, letting people know, whether it's children, kids like to cook on it also, and
Yeah.
it's for everybody, and they can do it. And I'm challenging people to get out there and just to cook on it, just to, you know, obstacles. There's so many obstacles, and with my griddle course I walk you through the different obstacles, so it like breaks down, like if you don't know how to season the griddle, then I have a course in there for you to season the griddle.
Oh,
And it's like
cool.
there's so many people that don't know, when they buy the griddle they don't know that they need to season it first,
Right.
and that step is scary for a lot of people. And I've heard so many people say that they buy the griddle and they don't open it and unbox it because of that seasoning step. And it's like cast iron. When you buy
Yeah.
cast iron, you need to season it first. So
What an exciting challenge. I can see people being very excited about that because they finally get to be, a master of the Blackstone
yeah.
griddle. And rather than just like, oh, I guess I'm, cooking breakfast while on the campground again or something, they get to feel like they're a top chef using the tool that they've had and finding out, techniques from somebody like you. I'm sure that's a really exciting thing for them.
Yeah. And that's another thing, people say that, oh, well, they only cook breakfast on it. They don't know anything else. And I'm like, there's so much to do on a griddle. It's like I've even baked on a griddle, and people are like, why? Why do you bake on a griddle? But there's people that are camping and that's all that they have to cook
Yeah.
on. Or there's
Hmm.
people like I found during disasters that happen, natural disasters. People only have their gas griddle to cook on. And so that is like huge for people to be able to cook on this
Yeah. That
outdoor.
is like prime YouTube content right there for it. That's very niche in itself. In that, in an emergency situation, here is how
Yep.
I can help you cook what you
Yeah.
didn't think you were able to cook.
And you can cook breakfast, you can cook lunch, you can cook dinner. I've had appetizers and desserts. I have a whole bunch of desserts on there. So it's
That's
just
so
opening
cool.
people's eyes up to what, what's out there, So
Very cool. I'm going
mhm.
to check out all of that. I'm inspired by it and I can't wait to start using a griddle a little bit more. Tell me, what is your biggest piece of advice? I know that you said you started this journey about 7 years ago, and you've clearly made some leaps and bounds since the passing of your mother and a big life event, and you've taken risks and you decided to just go for it. Like, what is your biggest, most impactful piece of advice for somebody who is maybe wanting to get started in this business as well?
Don't give up. I've had a lot of obstacles, and with me, like my age was a huge obstacle. And I had so many people say, like, why are you going to culinary school at the age of 46? And I'm like, I just had this vision of my life, something different. And so I just say, don't give up. Even though you're not sure of where it's going to take you. When I left culinary school, I had this vision of sharing recipes, that I wanted to share my recipes. And I had talked to the head of the culinary school, and I asked him about it. And I said, what kind of things can I do with sharing recipes? And his advice was, you need to go back to school. You need to get the bachelor's degree and get science, do like a science degree. And I'm like, I have two kids in school and I'm
Yeah.
married, and a college nearest me with that was like 4 hours away,
Yeah.
down in Detroit and stuff. And I'm like, I can't do it. And it's like, there's gotta be some way that I can share my recipes without going and doing another 2 years of school. I said, there's
Yeah.
gotta be. And so I just thought about it. And it was just that Facebook ad just changed my life. And it's like, I had no idea what food blogging was. I had no idea how to build a website. I had no idea about ClickFunnels for marketing.
Yeah.
And it's just things have just kept snowballing. And I don't say, a lot of people start a blog and then they stop. And because, it doesn't make them money, they don't know what to do with it. And I've just surrounded myself with a community of blogger friends in a blogger community, which helped me get to where I was. And then now I'm trying the marketing, which I'm surrounding myself with ClickFunnels to help me on that journey to
Hmm.
sell, to be able to
Yeah.
sell what I've created. And I know it's good and I know people need it. And it's something that is an amazing product. It's just, I
Now
don't know.
you just have to reach the right people.
Yes. And
Yes.
that's it. Just reaching the right people. And
Yeah, amazing. Love that. So never give up. It's never too late to start. And
yeah.
community matters too. Like we've learned so much from your time being at ClickFunnels already and the way that people are engaging with you. And everybody has so much valuable advice to give. But my favorite part is seeing the advice that people are giving being in different industries and how so much of that is still relevant to what others are doing. So I'm sure you've, gleaned so much information from people who are, public speakers or they're funnel builders or they run an agency or, all different places, all different walks of people. And everybody has special advice to give that I think is really helpful.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And it's being open-minded. Don't
Yeah.
close yourself down. Just be open-minded and just see where the journey takes you.
Yeah. Love that. Well, you're an inspiration, Sherry. It's been so great to speak with you. Where can people go to learn more about you and your business and everything that you're doing with your blog?
You can go to from Michigan to the table.com. You can also go to my YouTube page, which I have a lot of videos, and
Great.
just from Michigan to the table or Chef Sherry Ronning. You can search that and watch my videos. I have a lot of amazing, not only Blackstone Griddle videos, but also my other ones that you can check out. So
Wonderful. Go check out those videos on YouTube. I know I'm going to go home and look at some of these recipes myself and see how I can start using a griddle. So that's awesome.
yeah.
And Sherry, we'll see you at Funnel Hacking Live this year, right?
Yes, I'm looking forward. I'm so looking forward to this.
We can't wait to have you. It's definitely
I
a life-changing event.
I have my list. I have your like my right
I
there.
love
So I
that.
have
When I saw that post, it just made my entire day.
and it's just like I'm one of those people that I'm quiet and shy. So when I go, I know that I'm just gonna sit in a corner and I don't know anybody. And so this is kind of like after I watched Christopher with his
Yeah.
on Funnel Hacker TV, I'm like, I need to do this just to be able to open myself up and force myself to meet other people and, get
Yeah.
out there. And
It definitely it helps to have that list, but also you can still be an introvert. You can still sit and take it all in. But after with networking, to know exactly the types of people that you want to be talking to, it really does help. And I promise that when you're there, you're going to be so shocked at the friendliness and how everybody not only wants to network in terms of business, but you leave that event with lifelong friends. So I'm excited for you. I'm excited to connect with you. And I look forward to seeing you and all of the things that you're doing using ClickFunnels in your business in the future. Thank you again.
you're welcome. Thank you.
See you later.
Okay, bye.